Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to take a look at a couple of legend attacks because, well, I'm back in legend and we're pushing quite a bit because right now we're kind of lucky on the defenses, and this is always kind of the base for having a good push in the season or not. Like, the defense right now is so freaking important. You can get every single day 300 trophies. If your base is not even a little bit good, then you're kind of messed up. Either way, we're taking a look at a couple of the legend attacks which we just did yesterday in the live stream. And in addition to that, we take a look where we are going to finish. Because, well, at the moment we already did our attacks with Itsu. This is already like enough to be number 2 in Germany, still far behind Boom, but still we're pretty good to go on Itsu, and I think we can get kind of far with this one. So let's see how we can do with the Queen Charge Hybrid, because this is going to be the army which I'm still using. If you guys want to see some Queen Charge Lalo legend attacks, well, I'm still doing them on Itzy in my live streams. So yeah, if you want to check them out, make sure to hop over on my Twitch. And yeah, basically every single day at 8 p.m. CET, there are going to be live streams. Except today. Today we're going to stream Alternate versus Fusion, but it's like always in German. Like, it's way easier for me to stick to one language. I'm really sorry for that. But yeah, let's get to the attack. And I already swagged my Queen ability because the Rage and the healers were quite a little bit late. So that's kind of fortunate, but I got lucky on this one because my Queen actually decided to go inside to take down the town. This was not planned, so this is kind of lucky for me because now we do not skip the town hall. My Queen is going for the town hall, and as soon as she decided for one way, like either the bottom or the top side, we can just support her with the hybrid and like warbreak her into the core. That's it basically when it comes under the plan for this one. And that's something kind of the secret of Legend League. Like, sometimes you have to react, sometimes it's not always going as planned, and you just have to like think quickly and try to adapt. Now, as I said before, my Queen is actually getting into the range of the enemy Queen, of the enemy single front tower. We're using the hybrid nice and early, using the heal spell nice and early as well. Now the first wall break into the expo, so my Queen can follow everything up. And as soon as the left compartment is empty, I'm using the next wall breaker to get my Queen into the core. Meanwhile, King ability on the left side to take down the enemy King. And so far, this is looking really, really good for us. We have still one heal spell left. We just placed the last heal spell for the enemy Scattershot and the Eagle. Now freezing the enemy Scattershot with the Royal Champion. This is a huge trick which you can go for. Always wait for the enemy hero to lock onto your hybrid and then try to freeze something with the hero together. So on this, for example, on this one, I had the possibility to go for Scattershot and the Royal Champion, which is a huge value. And this is now getting kind of close in the end because my stupid Royal Champion decided to go into the single Inferno Tower range. Let's say we have the King on the outside, we have an army of wizards still left, and obviously my Queen and the Warden. And well, there are only 3 Archer Towers left and the Inferno Tower obviously, but still, like, this army of wizards should get the job done. And this means this is the first triple. It's a close one, but I mean, a triple is a triple, right? Like, you get the 40 trophies, so you don't care how many troops you have left after that one. So let's get into the next one. And the next one is one of those classic box bases. And they're most of the time kind of annoying to attack because those inside air defenses are pretty tricky to handle. Because if you're placing your healers wrong, you have a huge problem. So you really need to like angle the healers correctly. So for example, on my attack, I tried to angle the healers to the bottom side, so the air defense is less likely to shoot them. The next thing what I have to go for is just get rid of those Tesla to make sure that my Queen is actually stepping inside. And as soon as I did that, she's going to go for the air defense and I don't have any problems. That's kind of the secret behind that. Now obviously the Rage to make sure that my Queen is staying alive, and that's kind of it. As soon as your Queen got inside and took down the enemy clan castle, most of the time you can just get started with the hybrid. Use your King and Siege Barracks to funnel each other because most of the time those corner compartments nowadays have those holes in the war. This is helping you to get at least the King or the P.E.K.K.A. of the Siege Barracks in there to make sure that you have like this support. Now for me on this one, I kind of planned this out a little bit different. I was hoping my King would go for the top side for the gold storage. which he is not doing, as you guys can see. I freaking hate this guy sometimes. Meanwhile, my queen is still staying alive, at least for now. We save her ability, warden ability, because there's tons of damage, like eagle shot, scatter shot, a lot of bombed, like splash damage, like with the bombs and everything. But now it's all about saving my troops for the back and using the heal spell. My queen had to use her ability already, and now at some point, like always, Royal Champion is getting targeted by the single Inferno Tower, so I have to freeze her, or freeze the single Inferno Tower. And well, now it's looking actually pretty good, because now the mines are coming back from the top side, and the Hawk Raiders from the Siege Bergs as well. My queen is still alive. We stay at the wall breakers, because with all of those open walls, it's obviously really nice, because the queen has way more access as soon as you got her in. So I had to do the wall breakers using the Royal Champion ability, and this is a way bigger overkill than the first attack. And this means the next 40 trophies for us. So we are really good. We have a really good run, even though the beginning was a little bit like a struggle, because I think at this point we're 2 out of 4, which means we did 4 attacks and have 2 triples. So let's get into the next one and keep the triple train going. The next box base, at least I would call them box base, because they have always those classic corner compartments. And I think we are just going to do the same thing again. And one thing, like one tip, which I can just give you guys, is the clan castle on hybrid attacks is overrated. Do not always go for the clan castle. The clan castle is nice to charge around, but if there's a multi-inferno tower, like the enemy king, obviously, and the eagle, just take it. Just go for it. And on this one, we triggered the tornado trap kind of early on, which was nice. So someone was baiting like the Yeti blimp in there. And from this point on, I have to kind of like guess where my queen is going. I guess wrong, so I have to go for the second wall break, using my Bear Dragon now to funnel my queen inside again. But once again, like this is kind of the second trick on how you can avoid those corner air defenses, because if you're coming from the middle of this like long side, I would call it, then your healers are most likely not in range. So kind of that's what I'm doing over here. Now I have to be careful with the enemy queen, because there's a lot of damage, and my queen is having to use her ability, because wow, that was close with the scatter shot, but lucky me, I guess. The enemy archer should go down, so our healers are safe, which is good for us, obviously. And now at this point, I kind of struggle, because I somehow need to keep going. I need to keep going. I don't have any more wall breakers, but I run out of rages. That's kind of how it is. So the next thing what I'm going to do is just placing my hybrid, making sure that my queen is getting supported, is not dying. Meanwhile, the scatter shot is still my queen, which is awesome, because this means they can't hit, or like the scatter shot can't hit my like kind of weak troops, like the mass troops, which is the hybrid. And now King and Siege Breaks on the outside to keep everything inside. And now they're going for the Town Hall. Obviously, I used a lot of spells before the Town Hall, but don't be afraid to do that. Like if you have to go for a lot of heal spells in the beginning, don't be afraid of that. Most of the time, the heal spells early are more worth it than the late heal spells, because the troops are then dead. Like, you don't care about dead troops. That's not how it works. But most of the time, then you have like the Hawk Raiders from the Siege Bergs coming in as well. I still have my Royal Champion, which is going strong. I still have my Queen, which is beating walls like always. And well, this attack is looking actually pretty decent, because my Royal Champion is deciding to do something smart, which means she's going for the scatter shot over there, taking that down. Then my Hawk Raiders from the right side are coming into the base as well. On the left side, there are no freaking air targeting defenses, so I can take down the cannon and everything. My Queen, meanwhile, I think she's trying to do something smart. At least, she's going around, but then she's going once again for another wall. That's what she's doing best, I guess. But yeah, we still have the King left and the P.E.K.K.A. and obviously like this army of wizards of the Siege Barracks. But this means this is going to be another triple for us. So really good looking day. So let's take a look at the next one. And this base, it's kind of strange. I mean, this base is actually trash. Like, don't use it. Don't use it. This base is not good to use. And there are a couple of things on how you can do that. Like, for example, like Zap Lalo is working pretty good on this one as well, like with a huge Zap value. And if you like wall break into this kind of like T compartment at the Town Hall, you have easy access to the like back end part, kinda. I was kinda unlucky on this one with having the healers inside of the range of the Town Hall. Otherwise, I would have not needed the freeze over there, which is kind of fortunate. But still, like as soon as you're charging in there, you got the next wall break done. then you're raging for the enemy royal champion. The sweeper is annoying, yes, but at the same time you don't care too much about it because you have still plenty of rages. Clan cast is coming out, and then you drop the poison, and then you can get started with the funnel for the hybrid already. Like, you do not need to wait too long. Kind of the secret behind hybrid is sometimes you have this 3 army working next to each other, which means the queen charge is like one part of the army. You have the king and the siege breakers on the other side, which is another part, and then in between the hybrid. What this does is like you are splitting up the damage. For example, the scatter shot. The scatter shot can't shoot the queen, the hybrid, and the king. Which means if I would do the queen charge, then would do the hybrid, and then would do the funnel, or in a different order, the scatter shot always has the chance to shoot one of those things back, like after each other. But with having everything at the same time, it's really like you're splitting up the damage, which is obviously a huge thing. And well, now the queen is taking down the enemy scatter shot. I froze that. We still have another heal spell for the back end, and this is going to be crushing overkill 3-star. And yeah, that's how easy it sometimes can be if you find those bases which are not that great on defense. So yeah, kind of surprised, but I take those. I don't complain at all. Royal Champ ability for the last couple of Tesla, and then this should be the next triple in the books. I obviously can't count to 4. That's why this one Tesla is surviving. Rip me. But yeah, still just place the back end things, and we have still like 50 or like 45 seconds on the clock. But this is going to be the next triple for us. And yeah, so the next base. And this base, it's kind of my nemesis, because I attacked this base already a couple of times, and it's freaking annoying for hybrid, at least so far for me, because most of the time there are 3 ground skeletons in the core, which is giving me a really hard time. So this time we're going to try something different. And this means we're trying to charge in on the clan castle side, because whenever you have a choice of like where to charge, just go for the clan castle side. That's no problem. Like that's most of the time easier to do so. So what I'm doing over here, normally I try to charge in directly into the clan castle, but this time I'm trying to take a different angle, because what I think is if I try to take a different angle, I'm not charging in between of the 2 ground expos. You see, this base has 4 ground expos, so there's a lot of damage on my queen all the time. But if I charge into a corner at this point, my queen is kind of dodging at least one of the 2 expos, which would be on her if I would charge directly into the clan castle. This is like a huge improvement to my masterful plan. And then the next thing obviously is just like to get my siege barracks and my king into the base at one side, and then in between the hybrid, like I'm always doing it on those ring bases. And once again, you guys can see it's like 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and I'm already starting with a hybrid. So it's once again the same thinking as on the previous base, where I'm like, okay, I'm splitting up the damage because there's so much damage in those ring bases. Like with all of those ground expos, there's so much damage in this base that's really hard to come through. And this is why I'm just splitting up the damage. So the expos have to decide now if they're going for my hybrid or if they're going for my queen. And as long as they have to decide, I can just use the warden ability, everything is perfect. Then the heal spell on the back end, the king, etc. found the Tesla farm. Then there are the couple of Hawkers from the siege breaks trying to get even further. But well, my queen is still alive, a couple of hybrid troops are still alive, and this is looking like chaos, but still a good chaos, I guess. And yeah, now the Royal Champ ability to take down most of the defenses. I tried to tank the back end with like 1 loon, so the Royal Champ has less damage on her, but that's the last cannon at the top side, and this means the 1 Tesla was the last defense. So that's how easy it could be sometimes. And yeah, this was my last attack of the day. So let's take a look at where we actually finished, and if we could actually compete against Boom, who's right now like in Germany top 1. But I think we did a pretty good job on the Legend Day. I think we're overall 295, so that's pretty good. And yep, there we are, got our number 2 spot, and we're actually number 3 global. That's pretty good. Let's see on how far we can get this going. Obviously, like as long as my bases are doing like good, we can do it. But let's see. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Some more legend attacks. Let me know if you guys would like to see more legend attacks in the future. A lot of well-known names over there, so yeah, let's try to hunt those and see if we can get a bit closer to them. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will see you guys back tomorrow for another one. Until then, see ya and bye bye.